US targets Chinese Russian entities funding North Korea's nukes. The Treasury Department announced new sanctions Tuesday targeting Chinese and Russian entities that help fund and facilitate North Korea's nuclear and ballistic missile programs. Coupled with the United Nations Security Council resolution passed earlier this month, Tuesday, sanctions are intended to further isolate the companies and individuals outside of North Korea that are providing key support to Pyongyang's nuclear ambitions. As a result of today's action, any property or interest in property of designated persons in the possessions or control of US persons or within United States must be blocked, and US persons are generally prohibited from dealing with them, the Treasury Department said in a statement. Specifically, the sanctions are aimed at 16 entities and individuals that assist already designated persons who support North Korea's nuclear and ballistic missile programs, deal in North Korean energy trade, facilitate its exportations of workers, and enable sanctioned North Korean entities to access the US and international financial systems, the Treasury Department said. Treasury will continue to increase pressure on North Korea by targeting those who support the advancement of nuclear and ballistic missiles programs and isolating them from the American financial systems. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said Chinese and Russian entities, including energy companies, coal and oil traders, labor exporters, and facilitators of sanctions evasion, were listed as the primary targets of Tuesday's sanctions. Like the UN resolution passed earlier this month, the Treasury Department identified shutting down elements of North Korea's coal trade as a priority. The coal industry generates more than $1 billion in revenue per year for Kim Jong regime, according to the US Treasury, and represents a significant part of the funding for Pyongyang's missile and nuclear programs. The latest round of US sanctions singles out three Chinese coal companies, Dangdong Zicheng Metallic Materials Company Limited, Zicheng Jinhu International Holding Company Limited, and Dangdong Tianfu Trade Company Limited, which were collectively responsible for importing nearly $500 million worth of North Korean coal between 2013 and 2016. The US Treasury concluded that these companies have sold, supplied, transferred, or purchased coal or metal directly or indirectly from North Korea, and the revenue may have benefited the nuclear or ballistic missiles programs. Moscow-based company Jeffist M LLC and its director, Russian national Ruben Kirakosyan, were also designated by the US Treasury for facilitating the sale of metals to a North Korean entity tied to the country's missile programs. It is unacceptable for individuals and companies in China, Russia, and elsewhere to enable North Korea to generate income used to develop weapons for mass destruction and destabilizing the region. Mnuchin said, "We are taking actions consistent with US sanctions to show that there are consequences for defying sanctions and providing support to North Korea and to deter this activity in the future. Whether these sanctions can help slow Pyongyang's rapidly developing nuclear and missile programs or help pressure North Korea to the negotiating table remains to be seen, especially in light of the rogue nation's recent claims that it has successfully miniaturized a nuclear weapon. While some experts believe it may have the technology, others caution that even if it does not, North Korea should be taken at its word. But despite concerns that time for diplomatic solution may be running out, several analysts say that sanctions targeting the heart of North Korea's missile funding should still play a key role in US strategy going forward. sanctions against companies and individuals that facilitate North Korea's sanctions evasion is the best way to address Pyongyang's nuclear weapons and missile program, said Anthony Rogerio, a former deputy director of U.S. Treasury Department and an expert in the House of Targeted Financial Measures for Foundation for Defense of Democracy. New sanctions should be part of a robust sanctions campaign that includes engaging those who continue business with North Korea and present a choice continue to that business or work with the United States. They cannot do both, he told CNN. Particularly when it comes to Russia, the sanctions are a warning, Rogerio said. The Trump administration is sending a message to the Russian leadership to curb its activities with North Korea by targeting Russian companies and individuals for facilitating North Korea's proliferation activities and purchase of commodities subject to US sanctions. He said this is second action against Russia following the sanctions in early June for similar activities. In May, U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said the United States will try to further streamline North Korean operations by punishing third parties that help Pyongyang circuit sanctions. It's a pressure campaign that has a knob on it, Tillerson told State Department employees at the time. I would say we are at about dial setting 5 or 6 right now. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and share my